Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing an election prediction between Donald Trump and Michelle Obama. Now Michelle Obama has not really floated the idea of running for president. She has said that she would not run, or at least back in 2020. However, it has been floated among primary polls in the Democrat constituents. They do seem to have a significant support of Michelle Obama, and could mean that she could become the Democrat nominee in 2024 if she decides to run. And obviously, if Joe Biden decides not to run and there doesn't seem to be a clear Democrat nominee. Donald Trump obviously could be the Republican nominee in 2024 for the Republicans. Before I begin this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have passed 300 subscribers. We're now headed to 350. We are growing very, very quickly, so I'm very, very thankful for everybody who has already subscribed. So if you have not already, please make sure to at least consider subscribing to the channel. Anyway, let's get to our safe Obama states. That starts off with the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii, as well as Illinois. Maine's first congressional district. You've seen a slight shift to the right, and obviously I'm just going to use the whole East Coast. I don't really go into the specifics there. Safe Trump states will also be the usuals as you get through the middle of the country. Aside from Nebraska second, however, that also will significantly go in favor, or have a much better chance of going in favor of the Republicans due to redistricting this decade, and the fact Republicans have control of the governorship and of all of those state legislatures. So it would seem pretty likely that Nebraska second would shift. Anyway, we're not there yet. Let's start off, though, with our likely Republican states. I don't really start off with them yet, but we're going to start off. Iowa, Ohio, I still see being likely Republican states, as well as Maine second. Trump, regardless of who the nominee is for the Democrats, if it's Michelle Obama, if it's Joe Biden, if it's Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, they don't really, they're not going to change the outcome in Iowa or any of those three areas. Trump has that appeal. He has that significant appeal in the Rust Belt. Also the farmlands, the rural areas of Iowa and Ohio. He got the turnout there. Maine second as well, and very, very popular among those constituents. And he does have some legislation to point to, such as the corn and pork bill that agreement that he made with China. So he does have some things to go with there, and you obviously see that with the turnout in those states, with him getting more than 5% victories in those areas. Another likely race will be Nebraska second with the redistricting. I can't really determine where it will be at, but I'll give it to the likely Republicans at the moment. And that will be it for our likely Republican states. Now we head into likely Democrat states. Likely Democrat states will be Maine at large, as well as the state of New Hampshire, as well as the state of Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia. All of those states will go to Michelle Obama by likely margins. Colorado and New Mexico, as they have trended to the left. You've seen a slight trend to the right in New Mexico, I guess over the last 2 years, or not 2 years, I guess really a few months, 1 year, but it still has that likely identity among the Democrat Party. Virginia, Glenn Youngkin did win in 2021. I don't see, definitely he could change the swing in that state, especially among suburban women. If he does have that significant appeal, he has 4 years to change that state, and it could happen. But there are no indications of that happening. Obviously, 2021 was a wave year for the Republicans, and there isn't much to see from that. And then I do think Michelle Obama is very popular in that Northeast, so I do presume she would win states like New Hampshire and Maine at large by likely margins. Anyway, let's head into lean Republican states. Lean Republican states will be the state of Texas and Florida. Those will be the first lean Republican states. Texas you've seen as the overall shift in Texas has been to the left. However, I do think that that's going to slow down significantly as we head into 2022, 2024, and beyond. Simply because there is actually an opposite force trending in the right direction, to the right. When you look at, especially in South Texas, significant trends among those communities in South Texas, those Alamo communities, trending to the Republicans, as well as people from California moving to states like Texas. What you saw with Joe Rogan, what you saw with, obviously those big companies, Elon Musk with SpaceX, Tesla, Joe Rogan with his podcasting company, that is kind of reflective of the whole population of California, or not the whole, but a significant amount of the conservative population moving to states like Texas, voting conservatively there, kind of balancing out that shift to the left that we see in Texas, Florida. Obviously, Republicans have now become the majority there with party affiliation. I've spoken about this repeatedly. It's a significant milestone for Republicans. Democrats had held the majority of party affiliates in the state of Florida for decades, and Republicans have now taken the majority, thanks mostly to Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, especially for Trump's ground game in the 2020 campaign. DeSantis has also had a significant effect on that voting system there, and you know you're going to see a drastic shift from when he won back in 2018 by less than 1% against Andrew Gillum. 2022, I mean, he will win, could possibly win by double figures. So it's going to be a drastic shift in the state of Florida. And then the final lean Trump state will be the state of Wisconsin. That is simply because the Rust Belt has continued to shift to the right. Even against somebody like Joe Biden, it only went against Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. It only went to Joe Biden by 0.5%. Trump, you could say Trump is a unique candidate. I think it depends on the Republican candidate. If it's somebody like Mitt Romney, then Wisconsin could go to the Democrats by a bigger margin. However, if it's a more populist candidate like Donald Trump, like Ron DeSantis, like Josh Hawley, not so much Ted Cruz, but more of that populist appeal, you could even include Tucker Carlson in there. Wisconsin actually would shift to the Republicans more and more, I see, over the next election cycles. And you are seeing the Republican Party becoming more of a populist party. So I wouldn't bet against that. Anyway, now we head into our lean Democrat states. The lean Democrat state will be the state of Minnesota. It'll be the first lean Democrat state. It trends to the right. However, I think it goes to Obama by about 3 to 4. Anyway, anywhere from 3 to 5 points, as well as the state of Georgia, anywhere from 1 to 3%. Georgia has shifted significantly to the left. Republicans could actually lose that governor race in 2022 if they don't get their house in order, simply because Stacey Abrams is a formidable candidate, and even in a red wave year, that shift is very significant, and we're going to have to see what happens in Georgia. But at the moment, Georgia does seem to be consistently going towards a Democrat identity. That is going to be it, actually, for the lean Democrat races. And now we will head into our tilt Democrat and tilt Republican races. Tilt Republican race, first off, will be the state of North Carolina. Trump, there is a high proportion of Republicans and Democrats in the state of North Carolina. It's always close. Republicans tend to edge it out. Even Mitt Romney won it against Barack Obama. Trump won it against Joe Biden by about over 1.5 points in 2020. Against Hillary Clinton, by over 3.5 points in 2016, 3.7%. I do see it narrowing up in the case of Michelle Obama, simply because I do think she's going to have a significant suburban appeal. However, I do see Trump edging that state out. I also see Donald Trump winning the state of Pennsylvania with its 19 electoral votes by a tilt margin, breaking that blue wall. We saw that with Wisconsin, and it continues to punch holes in it with Pennsylvania. The Republicans retake Pennsylvania in 2024. Trump has the populist appeal and is very, very popular there, and we've seen that from his election cycles. He does have that appeal. Even though Joe Biden won there, it was by an incredibly small margin compared to the margins Obama beat Romney by there, and Obama beat especially McCain by there. Let's shift over to some tilt Democrat states. First tilt Democrat state will be the state of Michigan. I see it being out of the trio of the Rust Belt states that we tend to identify with the Rust Belt, the Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania states, it being the state that is slowest to shift to the right. And I think that Michelle Obama will perform well with African Americans in cities like Detroit, upping turnout, even in states in Pennsylvania like Philadelphia. However, it's based on the balancing out of it, and if the Republicans swing it in one direction, or she will swing in the other one. Michigan, I see her holding on to that state there. Let's head over to the state of Arizona. I think that Michelle Obama will tilt the state of Arizona in her direction, winning it by an incredibly small margin, similar to the margins Joe Biden won it in 2020. Trump could win it there. It actually has seen a bit of a shift back to the right, simply because of those California constituents moving to states like Arizona, Texas, Florida, but also that Hispanic shift nationally. It's not just in Florida. It's not just in Texas. We see national Hispanic party affiliation, party identity. While it is a small shift, it is a significant shift with regards to national elections going towards Republicans. When you look at it, about 12% of the black population in the country votes for Republicans. If that number was up to 18%, just a 5% increase, you would see a drastically different electoral map. So the Democrats are significantly or are greatly influenced by those minority groups that have significant bearing on the party. Now we end up with the final state of Nevada that will determine the election. I am going to give it to Donald Trump winning this election, 271 to 267 electoral votes, going on to be on the 47th president. I think Nevada has been significantly hurt economically. Well, we've seen that. I think the constituents there, when you look at Joe Biden's approval rating per state, it's very, very low in Nevada simply because of his, and a lot of people blame him for the economic state of the country, regardless of your of people's political views. You can't doubt that the people in Nevada are very much angered by Joe Biden. Now, we don't know how this will be 4 years from now, but judging at it from now, Joe Biden is not running in this scenario, but I think that his policies will be correlated to Michelle Obama's. Same with, they all have that bracket. They all are part of that same branch. Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, they can all be related. And I think that they will be, and Trump will use it to his advantage, winning Nevada, flipping that state Republican for the first time since 2004 with George Bush, so the first time in 20 years. Anyway, let's take a look at what this final map will look like with all of the electoral votes counted. And we can take a look at how it would have shifted from 2020. So yeah, a bit of a shift. You see some strange occurrences. Obviously, the Rust Belt, half blue, half red. The Southwest, mostly blue. However, that big area of red in Nevada. Georgia remains blue, but all else is very similar. And obviously, Nebraska second goes to the Republicans due to redistricting. Anyway, tell me, guys, what you thought of this video below. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate all of you guys subscribing and our significant growth in subscribers. So thank you all so much for doing what you have done. I really appreciate it. Anyway, please make sure to stay tuned for more videos. There is a lot of more awesome content coming over the next however, because I'm not going to be stopping the channel. So no intentions of stopping, nothing to lose. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.